Hey guys, what's up? Maddie here, and today we're taking a look at something a little different. It is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Power Morpher by Hasbro. Now, if you're familiar with Power Rangers, there have been a few versions of the Power Morpher from the original Mighty Morphin series. The original one came out in 1993, which was very small and very screen accurate, because that is what the actors used on the show. Fast forward to around 2013, and Bandai released a legacy version of the Power Morpher that was all die-cast, kind of similar to the one on the show. It's been used in episodes pretty recently, but it's not exactly screen accurate compared to the original 93 release. This Morpher, to me, appears to be a decent attempt to blend the two ideas together. A Morpher that's more in line with what adults want, but also a little more true to the 93 version. And we'll look at that in a minute. Right now, let's get to the unboxing. Alright guys, here it is, the Lightning Collection Power Morpher by Hasbro. I'll say right off the bat, I don't like the packaging. So I learned recently through another video that the box is supposed to be shaped like a Morpher, which I guess kind of makes sense, but at the same time I don't like it. I also don't like that the Morpher is not in a clear display like the coins. If you look at the Legacy Morpher, they're kind of trying to take this idea and do it their own way. So this had the clear display for the Morpher, you had 4 coins and then the Tyrannosaurus right in there. With this one, they're showing off the coins, but they're keeping the Morpher behind in a graphic of it as opposed to it being displayed. So I don't like that. I'm not a huge fan of the cartoon artwork. Now, if you're familiar with what Hasbro's been doing with the Lightning Collection, you'll know that they're doing Lightning figures, and this is in line with that theme. But I don't think it works for the Morpher. You don't see it on the Zords they've been putting out either, so I feel like they could have done something else with this. But that's just a personal opinion. Some people like it, I don't. I think the side is cool for display purposes, but if you're wanting to display this in the box, I don't like this at all. I think it's clunky. You have the 3 and 2. I don't think this needs to be here. There's a lot I don't like about the packaging. But that being said, let's open the box because I'm not keeping it in this. All right. So here it is, the Power Morpher and the 5 coins. Right off the bat, I'll tell you what I like that they did with this in terms of tying it to the original 1993 release is what they did with the coins. So these coins, if I can get them out, these coins are die cast like the, if I can get it to focus, I don't know if I can. These coins are die cast like the Legacy Morpher, but they have this sheen, this shininess to them that the original plastic coins from 1993 also did. And in keeping with the 1993 style, these tabs, which are used to read the coin as well as far as sound effects and stuff, but it locks the coin in, and that's what the 93 Morphers did. They had these little tabs here to lock it into the Morpher. On the Legacy one, the coins just pop out with the push of a button on the back, so sometimes if you're doing that, the coin will go flying. But these coins are heavy and die cast, and I love that. So let's pop these on out of here. I will give Hasbro credit for one thing. If you wanted to keep this in the plastic but just take it out occasionally, that's almost impossible to do. These are so tight in the plastic that you need to basically rip the plastic to get everything out. So here's the Morpher. Here are the 5 coins. You get a base, which has a little piece that you have to attach to it. And then you have the belt buckle, buckle holster, whatever you want to call it. So let's talk about the Morpher real quick, and I'll explain what I like about it and what I don't. One big issue with Hasbro has been quality control. So even if you get something brand new, like this Morpher, it's going to have nicks and a bunch of little scratches right out of the packaging, which is super unfortunate. But at this point, everyone expects it, so no one really... They're starting to complain about it, but you can tell... I don't know if you can see it. there's like huge, like two like dots, and I can't get this damn thing to focus. There's like two dots just poked into the edge here. Aside from that, the Morpher looks nice. Color-wise, it's closer to the 93 version. They also got the red button, which was a huge issue I had with the Legacy version. Now, as far as the primary look of it, which is the label, this is super thin compared to the original one. So the red where it says Power Rangers was wider. And if you look at the Legacy version, you'll see the label is huge. And this is very thin and kind of, the logo itself is also thinned out just to fit. And it's super awkward looking. It's also fatter. And my other big issue with the Morpher is when you put it into this belt holster thingy, it fits in nice this way. And that's cool. But the civilian way of wearing it is backwards. And it doesn't actually, it doesn't lock it in. You can actually have it sit like that, but it falls right out. Now, the reason you would do it this way is because in the show, Zoo Ranger and also Power Rangers, they would flip it down and grab it like this, and then do the whole let's pop some batteries into this and take a look at the sounds and whatnot. So now that we got batteries in it, let's take a look at the sound when you first open it. That's cool with the different colored LEDs and the little like effect there. Now when you shut it, it does that. And then the secret button, or the secret sound effect, when you hold this closed and push the button here. That's really cool. So we got all those. Now we're going to test this out with Tyrannosaurus first and see if we have an issue with the audio, because I know in some instances when you put the coin in, it doesn't read it properly. So we'll see what happens here. When we put it in, we turn, locks, it's shining red, which is a good sign. So by the way, if you put this in and it shines the color of the Ranger, it's going to make the right sound. And I don't get why people are surprised when it's like, oh, it's purple and it's not making the right sound. So here we go, ready? Beautiful. Now it does this glow hum thing, which I think is pretty cool. A couple of other issues I have with the Morpher actually that I forgot to mention. There's no on-off button, so this is just always on, unless it's, I guess, in standby. And then the other issue I have is if you were trying to cosplay with this or just like film a funny video or something, and you wanted to call out the Zord or the coin or whatever, you're kind of stuck doing this. It's gonna be Tyrannosaurus. So it's either you yell over the pre-recorded audio, or you let it play, or you edit it out. So there's no real workaround with that. What I think would be cool is if someone made replacement coins that weren't properly read, so you could still put the coin in, but it would only do this, which I think would be pretty sick. So let's go through the other coins. We got hang on, let me make sure it's... Button gets a little sticky, I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of concerning. Yeah. There you go. And that's all 5 Rangers and their sounds. And I'm not sure if they actually got the original clips from the show or some kind of replacement voice actors. I don't know. Don't ask me. But now let's get to the base. So the base comes with a single piece that you have to install yourself. It's a little back piece right here. If I can get it to pop in. There we go. Now the base itself is basically the base itself is nothing crazy fancy, but it is a big upgrade from not having anything to use with the Legacy Morpher. And like I said, the reason I got this was to display the Morpher. I'm keeping the Legacy Morpher in the box because even used, they're becoming a lot more expensive. An open box one is still $100 versus this one, which was $59.99. So here's the base. It's black plastic. Has the Mighty Morphin lightning bolt logo right here. How you're supposed to display it according to the box. For one, you're gonna want to put one coin in the Morpher into the Morpher because you only have slots for 4. So you can choose whichever one you want. The popular choice is, of course, Tyrannosaurus right in there. Yes, yes, sir. And how you display this is really easy. So the coins, the tabs of the coins slip into little slots. Gotta make sure. There we go. And then there's 2 ways you can display the Morpher that people do not talk about. There's 2. So one is going to be in the buckle here. You basically just like sit this right there, and I'm going to see if I can angle this up toward the camera. There's one way to do it if you want, which isn't a bad way. This is just kind of sitting in here. It's not really locked down or anything. Now the other way is, oop. I didn't mean to do that. Is it up? Is it right side up? Yeah, it is. Okay. The other way to do this is open. And I guess there's 2 ways you could do this. You could either angle it on this little back piece here. You can put it through the handle. Or, I guess the other way you could do it is you could like lean it forward. No, I'd recommend it this way. So yeah, you can have it kind of like leaning forward, resting on that back piece. It's going to power down at some point, and then you can just leave it open. But that's a pretty cool presentation too, not going to lie. But for now, I am just going to keep it in here. There it is, folks, the Lightning Power Morpher from Hasbro, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Looks pretty cool to me. Again, just to reiterate, my issues with it are the size, visuals as far as the label goes, and the voices when using the morph function. Because as much as I want to hear Jason say Tyrannosaurus, it takes away from me being able to say Tyrannosaurus. So either got to pop the batteries out or edit around it for cosplay and stuff. But it's great otherwise. Like I said, I think it's a really good blend between the Legacy version and the 93 Bandai version from the show, because you got the red button finally. You got this like flat gray as opposed to the chromed out plating that they used on the Legacy version, and kind of a throwback to the original coins like I was talking about. So yeah, overall, is it worth the money? If you're a collector, it is. I personally like looking at it, and it's going to go really well with my collection so far. And no complaints visually besides that label, which can be fixed. If you want to get some BD15 Decals, he does make new labels for this. So if you want to change it into a Master Morpher, he has labels for that. If you want to add Zoo Ranger labels, he has it for that. And one other thing this doesn't come with is there were some stickers on the Legacy version that were more show accurate on the back here. It didn't come with any of those. It's just the Z for Zoo Ranger. But overall, 8 out of 10? Sounds about right. Anyway, take care, guys.